Hello? Tales from the Human World, A Vampire's Daily Struggles. Journal entry Tuesday, 6:45 p.m. By the corner stand, under flickering neon and a soft rustle of basil leaves. Today was supposed to be like any other. Carrots slightly too cooked for the fancy restaurants, tomatoes warm from the heat trapped under the canvas awning, and that one elderly man who always tries to pay me in coins from other countries. The kind of day where the most dramatic thing that happens is a child stealing a cherry tomato and pretending it wasn't them. But then he walked in. I didn't notice him at first, which is strange. He moved like he belonged there, and yet like he didn't. Tall, pale, and wrapped in a coat that looked far too heavy for June. He paused by the parsley, gently brushing his fingers against the leaves. Not in a distracted way, but like he was trying to listen to them. Are these organic? He asked, his voice low and smooth, the kind of voice that makes you feel like you should whisper back. I told him yes, though the parsley isn't really certified. He nodded solemnly, then picked up a bunch of carrots. Long, vibrant, earthy. He studied them like a jeweler might a gemstone. I asked if he was planning a soup. He smiled, a tight, strange little smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. No, I'm cooking for someone tonight, someone who matters. The way he said it made my stomach flutter, not because it was romantic, but because something about him felt not quite here. Like he was standing half in my world and half in another. He moved on to the onions, choosing each with careful precision. Yellow, not white, one red. Then eggplant, though he called it aubergine, and I hadn't heard that word in a while. His accent wasn't really from anywhere, or maybe it was from everywhere. Hard to say. I finally asked him because I couldn't help myself who he was cooking for. My partner, he said after a pause. She's human. I laughed at first, though thought he was joking, but his face remained still, almost sad. She likes when I make food the old way, he continued, selecting a handful of sage. She says it tastes better when I try, even though I can taste it myself. I didn't know what to say. Maybe he was a theater guy or one of those people who live so deeply in a fantasy world that it becomes real to them. But then his eyes caught the light, not red like in the movies, just dark, but deep, like a well that had no bottom. He placed everything on the counter in front of me. I rang him up, hands slightly shaking, though I still don't know why. As I gave him the change, he looked at me and said, "She likes your stall. She says your produce feels alive." That's hard to find these days. I smiled and thanked him. He didn't touch the coins, just took the bag and nodded, quietly disappearing down the alley behind the flower shop. I stood there for a long while after that. The parsley still swayed gently from where he would touch it. I didn't even notice the streetlights flicker on. Maybe he was just a man with a flair for mystery. Or maybe, just maybe, some people live by different rules than the rest of us. Either way, I hope she likes the dinner.